Hey guys, it is your Tuesday morning. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast. We got down into the details of saving, how to do it. We had a financial guru on the show and he was super helpful.
And speaking of saving, would you be spending $120 million on a Picasso painting in Dubai? See, after this conversation, I'm a little skeptical because before that, I was so willing to shell out.
Before that, Simran was all in for this 120 mil painting.
But now I'm like, a little bit apprehensive over, that's quite a lot of money. But also we spoke about a proposal on a plane.
She said, yes, guys, if you want the heartwarming feels, watch this video. It's on Lovin Abu Dhabi's Instagram. But also we talked about the amazing efforts by this man that went on behind the scenes to make that happen. Also, are you Airbnb versus hotels? We had the debate on the show. Please take a listen. Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story today, $120 million Picasso painting on sale in Dubai.
And we'll also be talking about Dubai Police's response to tenants affected by the Sports City fire.
She said, yes, we have the most adorable proposal on a plane. We're going to talk about that.
And after which we will be talking about Dubai residents prefer fancy hotel staycations over Airbnbs.
I feel like that's a no-brainer. Later on in the show, are you saving in Dubai as summer comes to an end? We're looking at starting all over, refreshing our finances, and this is the perfect time to get your finance in better form. How do you do that? We save. So we're going to get some tips on how to do that, because I don't know about you, but I need some advice from Dubai finance guru Wali Khan. He's going to be with us at about 8:50. But before we get there,
Casey, what is the question of the day?
Well, it's more of like an inward problem that I'm having, and I don't know if you guys will feel the same, that when I was growing up, I love my mum dearly, but she would always make these comments, like these little annoying things, like, like I grew up in Ireland, always on about a coat. Like, make sure you have a coat. And she was always out at me, like, get out and do more. Like, why are you sitting watching TV all day? And like these little comments, they grate at you. And, she'd like question my dress. Like I was probably still am, like a scraggly dresser. And, all of these comments. And now I feel like I've shifted and I'm becoming those comments.
You're becoming someone who would comment those things
Probably.
to others?
Like, I feel like all of the problems that she had, I've like I've removed them. So she basically nagged so much that now I've become that. And I just feel like I'm turning into her a little bit.
You're turning into your mom. You're turning into the thing you feared the most.
But even though the nagging still gets it, but all of the things that she would have said growing up, it's finally hit me. I'm like, I don't do that anymore. She's right. And now I like long walks. When you're younger, it's like, go for a walk. And I'm like, no, I'm sitting here in this like cozy environment. I'm never going to leave my house for hours and hours. Like, this is what the weekend's for. And now I'm like, why don't we go for a walk, guys? I've become my mom.
You have become your mom. Have you started baking?
I've tried, but I just don't have her skills. Is this a common thing though? And I've seen it in one of my friends as well. She does have big gripes with her mum, but I can see she's also turning into her.
Yeah, I think so. I think the characteristics you dread the most to pick up from your parents, somewhere down the line, you somehow pick it up and you go like, I am their child.
I am my mom. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, sometimes I feel that about my dad. I do certain things because he's very short-tempered. And I'll get into very rarely I'll get into those temper tantrums. I'm just like, oh, I am my father. Or like when I'm yelling at my sister for doing the exact same things that I do, but my mom, yells at me for doing them. Like, who's going to yell at my sister for doing them? So I take on my mom's role. I'm like, you sit at home all weekend long. You're not leaving this house.
I mean, who else is going to do it, Simran? Who else is going to do it?
Who else is going to do it? Yeah.
And like, say for example, if my mom loves to chat, bit of a gossip. I said, love her dearly.
We love a gossip.
Bit of a talker. And then I find more so recently, I like hearing what's going on in other people's business and share it with other people.
I know you do. Low key down. Casey on top of it is just like, no gossip, no gossip.
I used to be, but now it's just traits that you pick up from your parents. But you do
just want to know what's on.
You do, but you pick up what you saw at home. You
Yeah.
know? We are the product of mum and dad, and that's why if you choose to bring a child into the world, you need to be super careful
Of your traits?
Yeah.
Of like what you show.
of what you're doing at home to make sure that they don't pick it up.
But the funniest thing is, of course, no human is perfect, right? So they do all these amazing things with their lives, you know, they set the perfect examples, but those traits, which you can't really help, okay? Like, fine, you've been, it's just you, you know, it's become a part of you, and you're so old now, you can't change that about yourself, and your dumb kids pick up exactly what you don't want them to pick up from you. Isn't that what always?
It's because it's nature, not nurture. Like it's already there. It's in them. It's part of the DNA.
It's like you don't want them. Don't pick this up. Don't pick this up. Don't pick this up. Don't pick this up. They will not pick up anything else but that.
Like the swear words.
Yes.
Like the one swear word.
Yes. Oh my God! Tell me about it.
Parents, do you have any tips to ensure that your kids don't pick up your actual traits?
Get a nanny. Anything that goes wrong, blame it on the nanny.
No.
I'm just kidding. Obviously not. Just be in denial your whole life.
Alrighty. It is Tuesday morning and we have a big show coming up for you today. Our top story, $120 million Picasso is in Dubai. This is a masterpiece by Pablo Picasso, and it made it to Dubai ahead of its big auction taking place in November. Dubai is feeling the vibes as his masterpiece is in town with a jaw-dropping $120 million price tag. By the way, that's 440 million dirham. Yes, the people of the Middle East have just welcomed the most valuable painting ever brought to the region for the first time.
So Picasso's portrait of Marie-Therese Walter is currently displayed at Sotheby's Dubai in DIFC today and tomorrow. This masterpiece is making history, and this moment marks its first solo exhibition outside the United States in over 50 years.
So if you're watching our full show, you can see the painting beside us. We did a little bit of a deep dive to better understand the painting and why it's worth so much money. The portrait is remarkable for including a watch, which is a rare theme in Picasso's work, found in just 3 of his pieces. It was painted in 1932, a significant moment in his 30-year career, and the masterpiece will be sold at auction in New York in November. Will someone, it's open to the public, Sotheby's DIFC today, tomorrow, will someone who goes to view it today, tomorrow, be a bidder? Will it find its home in the Middle East?
I think 99.99999% definitive.
Yes.
100%. 101%.
It's come to the right place.
Did I say 99.9% and then I said 101%? Yeah. But like for sure. It's like very, very much likely that it's going to find a home right here in Dubai. People have such a knack for art here, and like I've heard of so many people like collectors. They love collecting art and sculptures and just masterpieces. So it would really make a lot of sense if the bidder turned out to be sitting right here in Dubai, waiting for pieces like this to show up in the city, just for them to have it in their humble abode.
It could be you if you're watching. So it's going to start a tour, a world tour to grab attention and eyeballs all around the world before finding its way back to New York where the auction will take place. We also wanted to know who Marie-Therese Walter was because she is the star of the painting.
The muse.
The muse. She was his muse back in the 30s, a beautiful model and athlete. She was in fact his mistress, one of many over the years, which we do not support.
Men.
And a lot of questions about, why the painting is so special. And it basically said supply and demand of that. He has so few works going around, and he became very well known at the time. And it's just become, one of the most expensive pieces in the world.
Whoa. I mean, I think it would have been even more expensive if he had done it on his wife. But he chose the mistress. How funny, but it's an interesting story. However, if there was one artist's masterpiece you would like in your house, framed in your house, which artist, what piece of art would that be?
I don't know art that well, but honestly, I like there's actually, so like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Will I just have the Mona Lisa because you're asking?
Yeah, well,
Or
or
like-
the Starry Night, I think, is the most iconic one anyway. Like to have the original one, right?
Yeah,
from
it's so
Van Gogh.
pretty.
It's gorgeous.
Or like
Like imagine having that big canvas up on your ceiling as you look up.
because that's actually pretty. Some art I just don't get. Like Mona Lisa, I think that'd be a little bit creepy. I'd take it because it's a lot of
Yeah.
money and maybe I'd sell it later on, but a little bit creepy. I like real wild modern art, like is it like Jeff Koons? He does those big dogs or something. Like imagine having that. Like it's
Ooh.
colorful. It's super colorful in your home, and it's like it's fun.
There's
Something
this-
to look at, something to talk about, some eye catching. There's some really cool artists in Dubai actually that do similar pieces.
Oh
that
yeah,
would be
we
cool.
have
It's
Christine Bruch starts with B. We've had anyway. I'll tell you.
Get back to you on that one.
Roberto. Have you heard of Roberto? I forgot his last name. Burrito. I think it's that, to be honest.
Tell me more.
Yeah, it's called. His name is Romero Brito,
Okay.
and he does like these really cute paintings. I'm gonna show you. This has gone off like completely.
It's going to come up on the screen. Don't you worry. Very shortly. Is he Dubai based?
No.
Do you want to show the audience? Or just
Sure,
me?
you guys. No, I just want to show the case. You guys don't deserve this.
I think that's too fun for me.
Yeah, it's very like schooly, artsy, like for teenagers and like schoolgoers. I think something you would put in your kids' room. I don't know, like a little bit of like pop of colors and like teddy. Anyway, it's just like a whole lot of abstract. But of course, Starry Night's iconic. We'll just go for that one. Picasso. Back on Picasso.
8:42 on this Tuesday morning. Let's jump into our next story.
So Dubai police's response to tenants affected by the Sport City fire. So what happened there yesterday? Dubai Sport City, known for its towering residential complexes, witnessed a dramatic incident on Monday morning. September 25th, a fire broke out at Elite 6 Sports Residence, a high-rise residential tower, causing initial panic among residents. Fortunately, Dubai's swift emergency response teams ensured a safe and controlled resolution to this situation. The Dubai Civil Defense received the fire report at 4:06 a.m., promptly dispatching first responders from Al Barsha Fire Station at 4:12 a.m. Additional support was swiftly called in from Dubai Investment Fire Station and the Jebel Ali Fire Station.
The firefighters not only acted swiftly to evacuate residents, but also worked tirelessly to extinguish the blaze. Classified as moderate, the fire was brought under control at 5:23 a.m., which is incredible, with complete extinguishment achieved by 6:38 a.m. There were no reported injuries during the incident. In a touching gesture of support and empathy, Dubai's dedicated police force were seen providing comfort to affected tenants. They had a truck on hand to, supply coffee and water and just kind of like those basic necessities that people who were just in shock needed at the time.
Exactly, and resident Daniela Barta, who experienced the ordeal, recounted the event, stating, "At 4:10 a.m. the alarm sounded, and I initially hesitated, assuming it might be another false alarm. However, upon seeing fellow residents evacuating, I quickly joined them. Firefighters were already on the scene, and there was a brief explosion around 4:15 to 4:20 a.m., which they promptly contained. By 4:45 a.m., the situation was under control. The police and firefighters continuously reassured us and even offered water and coffee during this challenging time. This incident serves as a testament to Dubai's efficient emergency response systems, ensuring the safety and well-being of its residents, even in the face of unexpected crisis. And just the fact that yesterday we saw the police you are so empathetic and sympathetic towards the residents and getting all of these coffees and beverages arranged for them while they were in such panic mode, because seeing that come of your house, you have like a billion things running through your head, and it's like that panic really sets in very deep. So for them to be there comforting them the whole while through is just amazing. So brilliant of the police force here.
Yeah, it's really empathetic, and our thoughts and prayers will be with the people who are kind of dealing with the shock and trauma of the aftermath with their their belongings, and hopefully that they can get back into their homes sooner rather than later. Let's jump into our next story. She said, yes, we have a proposal on a plane. What a better way to end a vacation than with a proposal. Omar Akawi proposed to Alina El Sabah, a Dubai-based content creator, on a flight back from to Abu Dhabi from spending 3 days in Kyrgyzstan.
In the video that's going viral, the captain of the flight announced on the speakers that Elena was requested to make her way over to the cockpit. However, in the aisle, Omar waited for her to pass before he got down on one knee in between the passengers seated near the emergency exit.
And the rest is history. She said, yes, of course she did. If it's cheering and everyone shouting in the aisles, everyone was loving it. They had like cameras set up. Omar had obviously this whole thing planned, you know, like the cockpit visit and everything. But it's just a massively sweet, heartwarming video to kickstart your day with if you want to see something special.
Yeah, you know, times like this, you really hate sitting next to the window, like choosing the window seat because you can't see anything.
Oh, you'd be up on your seat. You'd be standing.
Fine. Times like this, you would hate to be the one that has slept through the whole thing.
If you watch the video, there's so much cheering. I don't think you would. But my question is, this happened at the end of the holiday. And I was speaking to someone who got engaged over the summer, and you know the engagement happens in the middle of the holiday because can you imagine? He had to have the ring through their whole holiday.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how frightening that must be?
Very true.
In case it got, you know, because you wouldn't leave it in the hotel. It couldn't go in the safe with the passports because she might find it.
Yes.
Couldn't go in your pocket. What if, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
Yes.
What if you're hiking? You can't bring it there.
Yes.
So he had the whole thing planned. So, Omar, fair play to you. What did you do with the ring for the whole holiday?
So my friends got engaged when we were in Bali, and what one of my friends did, who was the one engaging, he gave it to another friend of his, and he's like, "It's your responsibility. You keep it and give it to me exactly when I ask for it." And I mean, yeah, that was one solution over there.
It's a solution, but it's a risky one. You can't expect that person to guard it with your life like you would. Can we speak to...
This guy was traumatized throughout the
trip? Yeah. Any men who've done proposing, what did you do with the ring prior, especially if you're going on a holiday, because it can't be in your pocket. I believe they come in boxes, right?
Yeah,
like, where's the box going?
I believe they come in boxes.
Because you're thinking a small ring, right?
Yeah, no, of course you're thinking the box.
There's probably going to be a box.
Yeah. You're not going to just leave a ring in your pocket. That's like the most careless thing for a person to do.
Yeah, but if you put it then, but you could feel the box.
The box, fine, yeah. But I don't know how guys do this. It's
Men, we need Shahir, Ali K, have you done any proposing that we're not aware of?
AK's just like...
Shahir just said not recently. It's a tricky one, so I just think interesting to do it at the end of the holiday. But how amazing. I think whatever flight that they were on, shout out to the airline for getting behind it. Let me just double check, because, you know, obviously they had the cockpit involved, they had, you know, an intercom situation, and everyone knew it was going to happen. So I think that's so amazing for people to get behind the story.
Okay, what is your ideal way of proposing? If you were the one to propose.
If I was going to propose?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was going to propose. Oh, you totally have to think about the person. Right? You have to think about what the person would like.
Yeah. So do you have... Okay, no.
You would totally cater it to...
But do you have like an ideal proposal? Okay, fine. Do
you
have an ideal way to get proposed? You?
Yeah, we've spoken about this on the show.
And you said you don't.
And we're going to get you a marching band with like hundreds of people coming through, big cameras, making sure every single moment is photographed. And then for me, absolutely no one around. No photographer, no cameras, no nothing, just me
in
and the
your
person.
house, in front of Netflix, right there. But had I been the one...
I mean, I could be in the Maldives, you know, but I just mean like, you know,
intimate.
No. Yeah.
Just you guys. Very personal and private. Yeah, had it been me in the airplane, I would have told the captain, just pretend there's a turbulence. I want to see if he puts the, you know, when those air masks drop, if he puts it on me first, I'm proposing. If he puts it on himself first, that's it. That guy ain't getting no proposal.
There you go. That is love right there. That's how you figure it out. Absolutely. Let's jump into our next story. Airbnbs versus hotels. What are your thoughts?
So Dubai residents prefer fancy hotel staycations over homely Airbnb picks. So in a world where Airbnb is sweeping the globe, changing the way travelers experience their getaways, Dubai stands as an exception. While online studies suggest that Airbnbs are increasingly becoming the preferred choice for vacation accommodations worldwide, a surprising twist emerges in the heart of Dubai. Residents here still opt for the grandeur of hotels over trendy Airbnbs for their staycations. Now, we're talking about staycations here specifically and not like coming to Dubai for vacations. And online surveys show that a whopping 60% of travelers who have tried both Airbnb and hotels prefer the former for their vacation lodgings. However, in Dubai, things play out a bit differently because polls conducted by Lovin Dubai revealed that the majority of Dubai residents still lean towards the allure of all-inclusive fancy hotel staycations. Obviously, are you like?
I mean, just like the hotels in Dubai are like no other. Yeah. And if money wasn't an object,
hotels.
Stay in a hotel in Dubai over anywhere else in the world. But then if I was going to like a London, I might do an Airbnb.
Yeah.
And one Lovin Dubai follower responded to this poll saying, definitely hotel, you can access the amenities. Dubai has the best hotels in the world anyway, so Dubai residents, while having a taste for both worlds, seem to appreciate the expansive variety offered by hotels. Dubai is often associated with luxury, has a thriving hotel industry that caters to residents and tourists alike. It's not just about the accommodation, it's also about the experience it provides.
So honestly, it's no wonder that even with the rise of Airbnb, Dubai's hotels remain the go-to choice for residents seeking an extraordinary staycation. The numbers are really a sentiment to show that while Airbnb may be changing the game globally, Dubai's hotel industry continues to pretty much thrive. And that is the sentiment that we have gotten across all of our surveys, that people do prefer hotels here over Airbnb staycations. But you go anywhere else in the world, a lot of places, like for example in Europe, you prefer Airbnbs. If you go to the US as well, you prefer Airbnbs over hotels. And I don't see, like, I mean, actually, if I think about it, I understand why in Dubai it's hotels.
I think it's massively based on what type of trip you want. So if you're going into a city, you want to be central, dump your bags because you're going. So for example, if I'm going to London, I want to go to the Tower of London, I want to go to the malls, I want to go shopping. I'll pick a location, and then hotels are probably super expensive, so I'll just get a place that I can pop in and out of, a couple of times a day. If you're coming to Dubai, yes, you want to see the city, but you also want to relax.
Like a full luxurious.
You'll really, even if it's not the most luxurious in the world, it is probably more relaxing if you're in a hotel, the breakfast is done for you. So for a proper R&R holiday, hotel, for a city break, Airbnb. 100%. Or if you have like a stag do or a hen party, I say that because I've just booked a hen party Airbnb in Ireland. If you have a big group, you're going to do the Airbnb.
Yes.
Apologize later. You're going to do the Airbnb because it's you can do a whole group thing rather than specific hotel rooms, depending on what type of. It totally depends on what your needs are.
Very true. Very true. If you're not going to be inside a hotel or resort most of the time, then you might as well pick an Airbnb. And that too, like you said, if you're going for group outings and group vacations, group staycations, even like if you're in the city and you want to book something out for your entire squad, then I think Airbnbs are more popular that way.
And we do talk about the luxury hotels in Dubai a lot, but actually there's a thriving 3-4-star hotel market that's actually growing. So you can really stay in hotels for not as much money than you might think. There's so many options located around the city, Rove hotels, the City Maxes. They're dotted in really convenient locations, so you can still get that kind of relaxing hotel vibe. Amazing rooftop pools that you just probably wouldn't see in other countries, but you can have them here in Dubai for not that much money. Speaking of luxurious holidays and Airbnbs. Do you have questions for a finance expert? We certainly do. We're going to ask about budgeting, saving, tips for investing with a finance guru who's going to be with us right after this very short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Quick question for you today. Are you saving in Dubai? As summer comes to an end, it marks the end of an era. It is a time to refresh our finances and start all over again. It's the perfect time to do so. And to get the questions, to understand how, we're going to be joined by a Dubai finance guru, none other than Wali Khan. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to ask before we get into the show, is this too early in the morning for you or are you good?
No, it's fine. I'm actually working at starting at 8, so it's fine for me. Perfectly fine for me. But I go to Ajman for my work. And now I'm coming to Dubai. I'm living in Sharjah, so it was huge traffic. I can see that.
Huge traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic is a big talk topic, but finances, saving, we
Yes.
want to go right into it because I know a lot of people have questions. I certainly do.
Yeah.
Quick question for you today. Where are people going wrong? People come here, we should be saving money, but a lot of people are not. In fact, we're getting into debt. What are like the key things that people are going wrong with their finances?
See, if you're coming to Dubai and thinking about tax-free income, the problem is that people are not thinking about that tax. If you're living in Canada, if you're living in India, if you're living in Pakistan, if you're living anywhere in the world, you will be taxed. And I have seen people making money and not saving it, not investing it. You must tax yourself because the country is not taxing you. So you must tax yourself. Sometimes you have the income slabs of 40% tax if you're living in Canada or in anywhere in the world. Here, you're not being taxed anything. People are saying you're getting indirect taxes, but there in other countries you are already having that kind of tax, like parking tax, like toll tax, and these things. So taxing yourself is very important if you're living in Dubai. So whatever your tax, whatever your salary slab is, just tax yourself. Think about it. If you're, let's say, earning 20,000 dirhams, and in Canada you will be taxed at, let's say, 20%. I'm just giving a ballpark number. 20%, you just tax yourself. And then on top of that, those people in Canada also saving and investing. So imagine for 20,000 dirhams, you have to tax yourself to invest. And then on top of that, those people are investing and saving more. And they're investing in assets which are increasing in value as well. Here, people are investing or maybe spending on things like cars, things like iPhones, and these things. So what I do normally is, let's say if I have to buy something which is entertaining for myself, let's say I'm splurging and I'm buying an iPhone, what I do, I normally invest the same amount in Apple shares as well. So I have to be reluctant to buy an Apple phone. Let's say if I'm buying for 5,000, 6,000 dirham phone, I have to see my finances that I have to spend 6,000 dirhams on Apple shares as well.
Okay, that's really interesting. But just to go back to tax yourself, because I think that's really interesting. Is there a sweet spot in terms of how much we should be taxing ourselves? So depending on your salary, what percent should I be saving?
So it depends on person to person, really. It is not one size fit all. But I would say anybody, I've seen people, let's say, having 50,000 dirham salary, and then for some reason they downgraded themselves because of the income they're getting. They laid off, and then they get another job for, let's say, for 25,000 dirhams, or let's say 15,000 dirhams. Even then they will live in that income level. So you can do anything. My target is to have, let's say, you don't have to rely on your 9-to-5 job. This is my first target. This should be your target. Let's say if you have this target and if you work towards it in 5 years, 10 years, because 5 years, 10 years looks a lot of time. But once you zoom out, it is not that much of time. So look for 5 years and then 10 years and think about if you can leave your job and then live financially free. And in this country, this is the point. You don't go back to your country. Because if I go to my home country, I can live a lot less what I'm earning here. But if I want to stay in this country, and a lot of factors then come in, but if I can plan for 5 years or 10 years that I have to live in this country without having my job, I'm not saying I'm not gonna have some income. I'm just saying that I will just leave my 9-to-5, and then I could do something else.
Yeah.
What you're saying sounds like the ideal dream for so many of our listeners, right? Like you don't rely on a 9-to-5 job, a 9-to-6 job, and you just you have like double sources of income. But it's easier said than done. Yeah. So how do you recommend people actually start saving up and start investing? Like where are the right places to invest, and how do you do that?
Okay, so first of all, before you go for investing, you have to save. And before saving, you have to be mindful of spending. What I have been checking on people, what they're doing is they are making the budget, but they're having a line item of credit card. don't put a line item of credit card. Do all the expense, whatever you're doing, in one Excel sheet or Google sheet. I do a Google sheet because Google sheet is very easy. You can access it from your iPhone. You can access it from your Android, on your Mac or any place. So do that first, and then see what you have been spending for last, let's say, 6 months. You will find a trend, and you will see where you can save, because people will always say that we don't have enough money to invest in. So first of all, you have to save and then invest. Save on emergency funds first. Normally people say, and in expat community, I would definitely ask people to save at least 6 months of your expenses. So if you have that amount of money saved with you, you are at least
so much money to save.
No, it's just I'm not saying you have to save your salary for, let's say, 6 months. You have to save your expenses for 6 months. This is the first thing. You cannot start investing before this amount you have in savings, and then you have so many things in Dubai. We are blessed with so many things, like you have stocks in the UAE, stocks in the US. You have crowd-funded properties in the UAE, and then people also invest back home. The main problem with the expat community is that they only see property as investment vehicle, which is not the case. You have so many things like national bonds as well. So many things that you can do while you are living in Dubai, especially because back home I'm from Pakistan. So back home in Pakistan, you don't get such kind of options to invest. Even I know people in India, they have taxes there. You have 0% tax, you have 0% capital gains tax. So if you buy, let's say, Apple share now, and if it gains double the price, you don't pay taxes to the government. So make the best use of it. You can still enjoy your life, and you can still make so much of money. And by the way, for you to say that to start with, I would say make an emergency fund, start saving, and then invest in so many things like US stocks, UAE stocks, crowd-funded properties. You don't have to go invest all your money in one property in Dubai.
So interesting, because I think so many people look towards the property market as the answer.
Yeah. It's not the only thing.
One thing you mentioned there, which I'm glad you brought up, was credit cards, and it's so tricky because we have to zoom through so many topics with you. But credit cards, we are a credit card nation, I believe. There's so many options. So many banks do them, and within the banks, there's, it can be overwhelming.
Yes.
What are the red flags, and are there do you believe credit cards actually work for the user?
I do believe that. I do believe in credit cards. I myself have many cards, but if you cannot handle that, don't keep any cards. I keep myself with 3 or 4 cards, but I have due diligence. I have my plans with them. Not everybody can do that. So if you cannot work with a credit card, just don't use them. But I can say, I've been living in the UAE for 15 years. I was just calculating last week. I made almost 70,000 dirhams just through the credit card in those 15 years, through the cashbacks, through spending on the right places, through the right credit cards. 70,000 dirhams. I never paid extra money to credit card. I never paid their, let's say, late payment or whatever charges, annual charges or whatever. I never do that, but I still make money, 70,000 dirhams or 80,000 dirhams. It's the amount that I have made through the credit card.
Wow, it doesn't hurt having a finance, finance brain. Yeah, just amazing.
It's so simple. They tell you how much is the cashback, and then they play with you, because they will say, okay, 10%, but then 10% you will find that, okay, this is the minimum spend, this is the category you have to spend. So you have to see that. But if you cannot do this all maths, don't go for the credit cards.
Okay, fine. I get that. Now you are in debt. No, not you. Like the person is in debt, right?
Yeah.
How will they pay it off? What's the best way to pay it off?
So basically, there are 2 methods of paying this off. One is debt avalanche method, and there is another one, I forgot the name. But the point is that there is psychological way to pay, and there is a logical way to pay. So psychological way is to pay, let's say you have 5 credit cards or 5 loans or whatever it is. So you have 1,000 dirham of debt, let's say 5,000 dirhams of debt, the other one is 10,000, and so on and so forth. Go for, if you talk about psychological, go for 1,000 dirham first, so that you have the mindset, okay, I have got 5 debts, I have got rid of, let's say, one of them. Now I have got 4, and then so on and so forth. But the logical way is to see what is the maximum percentage of interest you are getting on those five loans. So if, let's say, one loan is 1,000 dirham, which is having 2%, the other loan is having 5%, which is 5,000. The other loan is having, let's say 20,000 dirhams, and the interest rate at that is 10% for some reason, or something of credit card which is up to 50% even. So go for target the 50%, or let's say 40%, or whatever the highest interest rate is, just target that and start paying it off. And you have to pay it off, because you cannot, especially in Dubai, you cannot go with the going on debt and debt all the time.
I just want to pick on that, because I think that the problem is that people do rack up these really high credit card bills, and it becomes overwhelming. I've read stories of people, scared to share with their partner that they've got this debt. So how do you tell someone to claw themselves out of this type of debt? Do they discuss it with a financial advisor? Do they consolidate all their loans together? What's your kind of key points there?
It all depends on the person, because sometimes people are really organized, but if you are racking up debt, then you are not organized anyways. So going to a financial advisor is good, but many times financial advisors also sell you things. So I've seen people selling insurances, selling you different investment plans, which you might not need. A basic thing is, if you are starting to invest, basic thing is to invest in ETFs, let's say US ETF, which is just investing in US market or the global market. This ETF is basically exchange traded fund, which is while you're investing in it, you are basically investing in the stock markets overall. It's not like you are investing in Apple or anything like that. So you are investing in overall stock market. But if you want to really get out of the financial miseries, you have to be organized. As I said, expense tracking is the first step, because you have to, and I don't recommend any apps. Google Sheet or Excel Sheet is the best thing. I've been using this for 20 years. I've seen so many apps, but this Excel Sheet or Google Sheet is best. Google Sheet is much better because it gives you access from many places. Expense tracking, savings, if you have any debt, just pay it off. It all depends on how much you are debt and how severe your circumstances are. But don't go beyond your means.
So I have a question for the common man, not those who are more financially literate. When it comes to investing, right? You have trading and you have invest. So which one do you recommend to those who are not, very well versed with investing and trading and stocks and all those things? Like when it comes to Binance, you have eToro, you have Sarwa, you have all these apps. So how do you recommend people go into that, and what's the best way?
Yeah. So first of all, whenever you start investing, invest with a minimum value, very minimal value. Invest only big chunk into places like fixed income, like national bonds, which is a fixed income asset, which gives you guaranteed returns. Because if you're starting new, you can go wrong. I have lost my $11,000 in 2011 just because I was trading and I didn't know what to do. Because so many myths will come once you start trading. So you have to avoid trading, day-to-day trading, because if you are a professional or if you are normal working class person, you don't have time to see the trends and how the charts are going, and you never have that. Actually, nobody has the foresight to see where the stocks will go. So if somebody tells you that this stock will double the price in next 5 years, he's just not. I won't use the word, but he's not right. So don't go for trading. Start investing. The difference between investing and trading is that trading, you do it on day-to-day basis, or let's say week-to-week basis, or day-to-day basis. I don't do that because I don't have time. You have to have enough time if you want to do trading. Investing is something, I have some money which I don't need for next 10 years. I just put that in, let's say, one stock or the ETF or anything like that, and then I let it grow. And I will, because there is a word called compounding, which is eighth wonder of the world as per Einstein as well. So what it does is it grows your wealth compounded over the period of time. I don't have the numbers right now, but if you see those videos and the charts, your mind will blow up. Compounding not only grows your wealth, it also is in your domain of your experience. So if you're starting this year, for the investing, invest slowly and gradually, your experience will also compound. and then after 5 years you would be much better investor than like 1 year, let's say 5 years back. So invest slowly, do not trade. There are many, like the names of the applications you mentioned, there are good applications in that, and there are some not so good applications in that, because the newcomer will have a lot of overwhelming experience in those apps. So only use those apps once you really got the understanding.
So which apps or which platforms do you recommend to those watching?
See, I don't want to say those are bad, but eToro or something like that is not for common man. Really, people will disagree with me, but these are not for common man. App like Serva, or there are apps like Baraka and these kind of apps which do not trade, and they do not offer you leverages. They are for a common man, and they can just invest in those. Again, invest slowly and gradually. If you have a budget of 2,000 dirham per month for investing, invest 500 dirham to start with, and slowly and gradually increase that, and keep on increasing for next let's say 6 months, 1 year, because this investing cycle comes as a sinusoidal wave. Nowadays it has gone down, the overall markets went down, and then there's a time in COVID when it went down as well. In 2008 it went down as well, it went again as well. So you have to maybe even after 3 years you cannot see one cycle. Maybe after 5 years you won't see that cycle. Sometimes people in COVID, there was a generation who never saw the downturn. They were overwhelmed what they say, what they saw there. So you have to go through too many cycles to understand what it is. So for that matter, you have to keep on investing slowly and gradually.
And you just leave your money there and wait for a couple of years, give it a couple of years.
If you're investing in ETFs, you have to do that. But if you're investing in individual stocks, you have to keep on. Let's say, I'll give you an example. Apple right now is in a phenomenal company, right? But 20 years back, Nokia and BlackBerry were the same kind of companies like Apple is today. So I'm invested heavily in Apple, but I'm also watching what they're doing, because one wrong move and they can go down. I mean, this is they're not there forever. Similarly, Nokia and BlackBerry were not there forever. They went down and they went busted actually. So if you're investing in individual companies, you have to see, not daily, but of course 6 months, 1 year down the line, you have to see what is going on.
Wow. This is the tip of the iceberg, no doubt. And I know that a lot of people watching will probably have their own specific individual questions. So anyone today, if you'd like to reach Wali and ask him some questions, can they do that?
Yeah,
I've got questions, and how can they reach you?
I have got my Instagram. Probably you've got that on your stories, and my YouTube channel. Actually, I'm doing YouTube channel. I've got 2 channels. One is in English language, which I'm not doing too consistently. But in the Urdu channel, I've got like 50,000 subscribers already. So I do a lot of investing and savings tip there, and also I'm big on productivity. I think if you are a regular person, to start saving and investing, there is an important thing, which is to be productive in every walk of life. You have to be on time. You have to manage your time. I use a lot of apps like Notion, which helps me, and Calendar, which helps me divide my time properly, because I'm doing a 9-to-5 job as well. So after 9 to 5, I have to do this content creation. So it takes a lot of time, but it has to be a lot of with a lot of organization as well.
True, absolutely. Guys, definitely take a look. I know I got some tips from the English YouTube channel. Guys, there you go. That is finance guru Wali Khan answering our questions about finance. And that is all we have time for on today's show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Thanks a lot.